I think right now in the garage I have a really nice variety of bikes that I'm working on, and I wanted to go over each one with you very, very briefly, where they're at, where they're going, what our general plan is. First up is the CL350. To keep it real short and simple, we are on the home stretch. I'm putting in the electrical harness right now, mounting the fender, mounting the side covers, painting the side covers. So home stretch, gonna be wrapped up here within the next month or two, and that'll be awesome bike. Really excited for this one because I'm gonna keep this one for myself. Such a cool bike. I really like this bike. I've never ridden a 350 road bike like this, so really excited to experience this one. That's number one. Finish that guy. Number two, the next bike after that I'm gonna knock out is this 1970 CB100. So a nice small single cylinder 100cc. Tank is in good condition. We're gonna leave it as it is. Replace the basics like the seat. We have a whole new assembly for the rear, the rear light and all that. We're just gonna do a basic cleanup on all the chrome. The motor is out of it right now. Motor's wrapping up a full rebuild. Got it right here. Clutch is all cleaned up, good to go. New piston, new rings. What else is on my list? I need to buy tires, I need to buy a battery. Carb is already rebuilt. And then paint the engine. So that'll be a really cool bike to do after this one. Just knock out a nice small CC bike like that, punch it out, and then I'll post this one up for sale. And that's gonna fund the next projects. After that one, ideally, we will start turning wrenches on this 1963 Honda Dream 250 twin cylinder 2-stroke motorcycle. I've had this one for a couple months now, and excited to dive into that one. Once we get it up on the table, we will determine direction we're gonna go, how extensive of a restoration we're gonna do. At very minimum, I wanna get it running, riding on good new tires and all the controls gone through. It is a very low mileage motorcycle. It has 1,700 miles on it, which is really awesome. But there's some hard to find parts on here that are gonna be hard to replace. Like the chrome right here is in pretty rough shape. That side cover is really hard to find, and it's pretty expensive to get that, if you can even find someone to redo that, yada, yada, yada. So anyway, electrical system needs to calm through, so that'll get up on the lift here after we knock out this guy. But that's where we're at with that one. Really awesome bike. I'm really excited to ride that one around. It's kind of a crazy looking bike. Let's see, the newcomer. This is a 1965 Honda CB160. This is a 4-stroke twin cylinder, not to be confused with the CA77 or the what was known as the Blackhawk, I believe. Blackhawk? Black. I think. Oh, Black Bomber. There was a very similar bike called the Black Bomber. This is not one of those. This is just a CB160. So we're gonna. This one here has been outside for quite a long time. It's a little rusty, but that'll be a full restoration. The motor is stuck right now, so there's some ATF soaking in those cylinders, yada yada. This one's gonna sit and simmer for quite a while. Not planning to dive into this one quite yet. Just gonna sit for probably most of this winter. We'll probably start tinkering on that one next spring. But that's where we're at. Also, side note, the CB200s, I had the orange one and the gold one. Those are sold and gone. Brought that guy in. Let's see, this is a Triumph Bonneville. That one's just sitting here. Don't worry about it. This is a lot of you guys have seen this bike around my channel for a long time. This is a 1976 CB500 twin. Really cool bike. I bought this down in Albany about a year and a half ago. Closer to 2 years ago now. It's been waiting. I've been collecting parts, and now I have all the parts I need for it. It just needs to get up and torn apart, cleaned up, slapped together, and painted up. It's going to be a really cool bike when it's done. Really, really excited. I already have paint colors all selected for it. But that's a big, awesome, that's going to be a really fun restoration because it's a bigger CC, and I want to get into bigger CC bikes. That'll be a fun one. So I'm not sure. I may slip that one ahead of, I want to get the Dream up, running, riding, and then I'll dive into that 500. That's kind of the plan across the bikes. That's all of them. Got the 100, 160, the Dream, a Triumph, and the 500. And the CL350. I do have a parts bike out back. You guys probably won't see a video on that one. It's just a CB350 I was using as a parts bike, and it's in pretty rough shape. I'm probably just gonna put a bunch of parts I have already on that and just sell it, make some money on it. It's just a basic 350. Not planning to restore that one myself. I'm probably just gonna sell it, make some money. The Husqvarna, awesome bike, loving this thing. Recently put new brakes on, front and rear. The grips are new, the bark guards are new. We are gonna do some fun upgrades to the front end of this thing. That's gonna be its own video, so I'm not gonna spoil it. But yeah, awesome dirt bike, loving that thing. So anyway, that is where we are at with the projects, where we're at, where we're going. Just a quick overview of that. So anyway, hopefully it wasn't too long. We're at 6.5 minutes basically. So and then the garage itself, the garage itself is always a project in itself, right? We just got done mostly with doing kind of a refresh on it. You know, we brought in this box, we've kind of tuned up this one, did some changes to it. We brought in the lift table, of course, just a few months ago. This area over here, this big workbench I brought in last spring. It's been a huge help. Brought in a big organizer here for all my little parts. We need to tidy up the top here and kind of refine this as being a engine building area. That's the plan for this bench. And then the actual like bike parts and assembly tables will be this surface over here. So anyway, the garage itself is always kind of a continuing project in itself, but we've made a lot of big headway with it. We've made a lot of headway the last couple months just in the garage itself, making it much easier to wrench on these bikes. So anyway, that's where we are at with the garage and the bikes.